top of the world. Do you hear that? Exactly. Nothing. All right. Now that I'm all set up, give you a little tent tour. Point out some of the things that were different from last in. So first of all, you can see I have an actual lantern now. Ooh, fancy. Got a new sleeping bag, including that has a little face spot, so that you know your face always sits out. Got a little inflatable pillow here, of course. I got my bear box. And let's see, what else do I got that's different? Oh, I brought a little case for all of my electronics so they'll stay all neatly wrapped. Got my water system, and actually out there, I've got a water bag that I filled up from the creek over there. I brought waterproof gloves so that I could make sure to not get my hands all wet, because it is cold. My hands were freezing afterwards, and it was, man, I'm glad I brought those. It's also really good because they're pretty light. I'm gonna use them tomorrow probably. Yeah, I'm gonna make some dinner here soon with that water. Use my make sure to filter your water, guys. So it's actually a good emergency thing for your home. Pretty cheap Sawyer water filter. It can attach to any water bottle. Basically, I attach it to that bag that I filled up with water and just squeeze out the amount that I need. But yeah, so it works. And then this actually adapts to an inline, what's it called, reservoir as well. So you can fill up your reservoir with stuff. Yeah, so good stuff. All right. So it's 5 o'clock. Just set out from base camp. Headed up to Shasta. I had to kind of hurry because there's a group behind me. I didn't really feel like hiking with them all day. So yeah, there's another group in front of me. Looks like I'm in good company though. For getting up this early. Somebody was coming down at 4:45. The only thing I remember them saying is, I didn't go to Berkeley to get jerked off on my opinion. Which is a funny thing to say. Because it's so Berkeley, but also I admire it. I don't know. It's good you don't want to get jerked off by it in your opinion, but also shut the freak up. And they got by me, they're like, oh, there's tents here, we're really quiet. People were like yelling a lot at 4:45 on the mountain, I swear to God. Anyway, bright and early, baby. Now this is a first for me. I don't even think you can see me. One of the few low lighting elements that iPhone can't get yet. 6 o'clock. Sun's coming out today. I don't remember last time I was awake for a sunrise. Turn off my headlamp. Hiking in our glorious natural light. Pretty sure the sun is rising like right now. It looks close, but it says I'm only at like 9,600 feet, so I've got a lot more to go. Good. I'm not close to done. Start of the Whitnam Glacier. Actually, I think Whitnam Glacier's over there. That's just a snowfield. If you wanted to have some fun, because you could traverse it, but I'm not that much fun yet. Maybe if I had someone to belay me. Another video. This morning rises. Here we go. Sunrise. There's Lassen. $10,700 feet. My first piece of snow in the way. There was a party behind me, and I think they went the Whitnam Glacier route, because I don't see them at all. As I say that, now I see them. They're over there on the right. You can kind of make them out. Yeah, you can see them. That was a pretty hard little uphill. It's basically just a pretty steep sheer rock. It's good stuff. I like it. All right, 10,000 feet. Sun's coming up. It's about 6:30. Here I am on the side of Shasta, looking like a park ranger. But you know, safety first, right? Is that what that means? All right, first break. After 2.5 hours, 11,000 feet. The sun has come out. Chilling on a rock here. Resting for 15 minutes because otherwise I'm not going to take a rest. I have to force myself. I just keep walking. Look at this. I got off path a little bit, just like these guys did down here. I don't know why. You lose the path on the, if you're looking on downhill on the right side of that little snow, but there's a very obvious path on the left once you get there. We both fell for it. They're probably looking at me, but I didn't really see anything obvious. On the way down, it's going to be super obvious, but Screw. Alright, I'm out here at 13,185 feet. Taking a little break, so just climb that. It's kind of steep. Ooh, it's windy up here. Glad I have my gaiter. I'm climbing with it, but I'm taking it off for this breather. It's crazy out here. It's real out here, man. That's amazing. Put away my hiking poles. Taking a little breather. Like 5 minutes. Not even a real one. I'm taking an hour at the summit. My hand's getting cold, but you warm up and it gets good. Alright, guys. A group of 3 came out of nowhere. Passed me. Like the first hiker I've ever had that path that's been faster than me. So at 9 o'clock, I started at 5. So 4 hours hiking already. Let's go. Okay, now this is actually rock climbing. This is vertical, almost. There's 0 trail. That's the trail. It's basically scree. All loose rock. You can't climb up it. I mean, you can, but you'll slide down almost immediately. I gotta get to the top there. I'm so glad I have these gloves. There's my buddies. Like you can see my other 2 hikers. Like kind to clear got. Yeah, I can't videotape myself doing it. This is almost, I mean, not rock climbing vertical, but it's rock climbing. This is a scramble. All good mounts have scrambles, right? Alright, I thought I got off course because my GPS said I was, but then I came up from over there, going from there. But the rocks were too bad. It was just shale. It was too steep. You just slide back. It was more productive to climb on the rocks, like rock climbing, like a scramble, because those wouldn't move, you know. Ooh, I'm tired. That was awesome. It was the hardest piece of mountaineering I've ever done. It was so cool. Literally just looking for the next way up. No trail, nothing. Breathing hard. No one around. Just get up the hill. Yep. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Just get up that hill. So I'm mostly taking this as an excuse to use my ice axe and my crampons. Let's go. Alright, here. West side. Last scramble. Got a little lost on a traverse, so I'm gonna get beat up to the top. Got to use my crampons and snow axe and almost die. I almost had to arrest. So, but you know, learning what not to do. All right, let's go. All right, here we are. Friends at home. Top of Mount Shasta. Didn't think I'd be here. staring at the mountain, driving to Sun River. It's not even windy up here. It's pretty nice. Let's get a nice panorama. Top of the world. See Lassen over there. Check it out, there's an actual glacier field down there. Some Alright. It's finally safe enough for me. That was really steep. I can at least 5 or 6 times coming down that. A bunch of rocks in my jacket. I hope that blocks the wind a little better. Yeah, it's so steep. Like, I can't believe I got up it. It looks my hair. This is when you need the helmet for the rock fall. Cause yeah, I was just slipping and sliding. I had both my poles out. Barely sometimes control myself. It's pretty wild. But yeah, and I almost lost my phone. I did lose my phone temporarily. Luckily, the students from Cal, the grad students, I went to take a picture. Luckily, I was pretty close to the top. I would have found it anyway if they didn't. But they were right behind me. I went to take a picture of something. I'm like, oh no, where's my phone? And so I start hiking back up. I hike up maybe a quarter mile. And one of the guys holds up his hand. I'm like, you found it! These guys. These are my people, yo. Ah! I'm slipping again. All right, I'm gonna go now. All right. Well, I guess as I leave Shasta, I should probably reflect on it. That was a fantastic hike. I loved it all. Well, most of it. Towards the end, I was pretty ready to get back to my tent to take a nice hour break, drink some water, and just hang out. But just, it was difficult. It was challenging, but doable. It was about 5 hours. And my first 14,000 peak. I mean, the weather couldn't have been better. Absolutely gorgeous, just like mildly windy at most, like at the summit, or a decent wind, but like down here, I mean, absolutely no clouds, no rain, no lightning, the actual dangerous thing that you get. Met 2 groups of pretty cool dudes, 2 groups of 3, funnily enough. A group of Cal Law students, and then 3 of the fastest hikers I've ever seen in my life. They went from the parking lot to the summit in 5 hours, which was nuts. But I was talking to them, and they've done, multiple 14,000s pretty regularly. So, that's good that I'm finally around people like that rather than, just a bunch of day hikers. So, I've always been the fastest hiker, but what's that saying about if you're the smartest person in the room, like you're in the wrong room? So I'm the fastest hiker on that trail. I gotta find another trail. So, yeah. But yeah, fell a bunch of times. I figured out that my hiking poles, I didn't take the little I guess, road stoppers off. So I'm pretty sure that had a lot to do with it. I mean, it's also tired and it's also very steep, but yeah, it didn't help. And yeah, this is also my first time that I've ever packed everything in and out. Whoa. Whoa. Dolinke. And that has been a success. And I'm gonna analyze all of my pack and see where all the weight is going, because it's only 39 pounds, and that's pretty good. Hearing about Ed Vister's doing his 80-pound pack jaunt through Glacier National, I'm like, okay, well, they were in high school, but yeah, I'm not doing that. Hell no. So 40 pounds I think is pretty doable. But I still want to see what I can reduce, if anything. But I used everything. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Oh yeah, right before I broke camp, as I was trying to pack, and I'm literally about to put my sleeping bag into my pack, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of water in it, and I realized that, yeah, my all that water I got from the Shasta spring has been leaking, and it's all over my backpack and my tent now, so I had to clean that up, and that probably cost me about 30 minutes. So, oh well, you gotta have like some sort of water explosion in every backpack, right? So yeah, this was a phenomenal hike or backpacking adventure. It's not even a hike. Well, I guess it was both, but can't wait to do it again. So it's a little later. All right, two things that I didn't mention about the hike. So one, the college, well, not college kids, the grad kids were like, they invented this like way to like ski down the downhill, and it's a little more tiring, but it's so much faster. Or it's not more tiring, it's still tiring, but it's so much faster that it's hard not to do it when it's like really loose scree and dust, because it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And then the thing about this hike was that I finally got to use my ice axe and crampons in a real way. I kind of almost got in trouble too, because I saw this field basically coming up that was snow, and I was like, well, I could go up, or I can go towards the peak much faster. So I start doing it, and I get like halfway on the snow field, and I realize, like, wait a minute, I'm running out of snow, and this is really steep. I don't really have a way to like arrest if the rocks start falling, so I really had to move carefully, and that was a big mistake that I made. Luckily, I didn't pay for it with anything else other than a bunch of extraneous energy used, and now I know more about what not to do, which is don't attack really steep slopes on snow if you don't have to. Yeah, and I also took the wrong way like several times. I don't know what the heck was wrong with me today, but like I went off many times. I ended up climbing like harder stuff than I needed to, because I just, couldn't stay en route up on the mountain, which was kind of funny. But it also meant that I got to use more of my rock climbing skills and actually mountaineer rather than just hike up a trail. But the part after UFO Rock, right before Mushroom Rock, is brutal. Obviously, it's not the hardest in the world or anything like that, but I said this before. It's quite a scramble, and all the scree is super loose, and just you take a bunch of steps and fall back too, and yeah, it's a lot. So, all right, I'll try to remember other cool things about it this hike, and I'll tell you. I clearly couldn't think of anything else to say here, so here's some of my favorite photos from the trip. Even now, Shasta remains my favorite summit that I've done, and has only fueled my passion for mountaineering more. My next summit attempt is Mount Hood in Oregon in May of 2024.